Hi, friends. Today we're going to talk about a new genre or type of book called biographies. Biographies are really interesting because they give us a lot of true facts about people. Let's get started. So let's talk about what makes something a biography. What is a biography? Biography is a nonfiction text, meaning anything that you read in a biography is true. It gives us real facts. Next, it tells about a person's life. Biographies in nonfiction are only about people. That's what makes it a biography. For example, if you read about Martin Luther King Jr. and it's all true facts, that's a biography. If you read about Abraham Lincoln and it gives you all true facts, that's a biography. Finally, it's something that's written by someone else. That means that Abraham Lincoln didn't write his own biography. A person researched facts about Abraham Lincoln and then wrote a book about him. We're going to look at an example of a biography. We're going to read a biography about Ruby Bridges. If it's a biography, that means it's a true nonfiction text that's going to give us real facts about her. The best part of reading biographies is that you come across a lot of really interesting facts. As I read, think, what do you find interesting? Who is Ruby Bridges? Ruby Bridges was born on September 8, 1954, in Tylertown, Mississippi. Ruby had 2 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. She grew up on a farm that was owned by her parents and grandparents. When Ruby was just 4 years old, her parents decided to move their family to New Orleans, Louisiana, in search for better jobs. New Orleans was a bigger city than their rural hometown, so they were hopeful that they could find work. Ruby attended school in New Orleans. In fact, you may know Ruby Bridges because she was the first African American to attend an all-white school. So reading back, I heard a couple of interesting facts. She was born in 1954, which means that she lived a long time ago. Also, I think it's interesting that she was the first African American to attend an all-white school. When we're reading biographies, we want to organize all of the interesting facts that we find. So we're going to use a web today to record facts about the biographies that we read. So I have my web here, and in the middle of my web, I'm going to put the person that I'm reading about, who is Ruby Bridges. Then I'm going to put little facts in each of these circles to help me remember all of the interesting facts that I learned about Ruby. Now, when you're doing a web, you don't have to write in complete sentences. That's really important. I want to jot down just a few words to help me remember those key details. Also, it's important that you constantly go back to the text to help you. So I'm going to be going back and forth between my web and my text about Ruby Bridges to help me remember those facts. So I think it's important that I start with where and when she was born, because that was really where her life started. So I see that she was born on September 8th, 1954. So I'm going to go back to my web. And I'm going to make this really short. I don't want a huge complete sentence. Born on September 8th, 1954. And I don't even need a period because it's not a complete sentence. So I'm going to move that into one of my circles. Next, I should probably record where she was born. So I see that she was born in Tylertown, Mississippi. So I'm going to record a new one. Once again, I don't want a complete sentence. I'm just going to put born in Tylertown, Mississippi. All right, so I'm going to go back and try to find other. So she had 2 younger brothers and 1 younger sister. And she grew up on a farm that was owned by her parents and grandparents. So I'm going to record her siblings because I know that my siblings are a huge part of my life. So I have a feeling that's an important detail. So 2 brothers and 1 sister. And I'm going to keep it short and sweet. 2 brothers and 1 sister. And I'm going to add that to my web. Okay. And I also read that she grew up on a farm. So I'm going to record that as well. Grew up on farm. Keeping it really short and sweet. Okay. Now I need one more thing. So I'm going to look for something else that was really important. I think it's really important that she was the first African American to attend an all-white school. I have a feeling that means that she was a big part of history if she was the first. So I'm going to go back to my web. First African American to attend all-white school. Okay. So now if I ever need to retell about Ruby Bridges, I can use this web to help me. That's why I jot down quick notes. I don't want to read right from my web. I don't want to read complete sentences. I just want little notes that are going to help me retell the story of Ruby Bridges and her life. All right, friends, it's now your turn. In your work today, you're going to be reading a biography about Albert Einstein, and you're going to be recording important facts about him on his web. Remember, you should be recording the most important facts about his life. Also, keep your notes short and sweet. It's just going to be there to help you retell and remember.